And tonight on our great Post, criminal defense attorney Tamara Holder is here. He is a screenwriter and author of The Long Way Home. Andrew Klavan is with us, and he is a nationally syndicated radio talk show host on the Salem Radio Network, also a partner of the law firm Hewitt Walensky. Hugh Hewitt is back with us. Guys, good to see you. Thank you. All right, Harrison Ford. I can't stand environmental hypocrisy. Now, look, I like Ariana. I just think she's nuts, and I disagree with her, and her blog smashes me all the time, which I don't care. But one time we had an exchange over private planes, and her answer was, I said, do you ever use a private plane? She goes, yeah, but if it was going there anyway, which was a silly statement. All right, Harrison Ford addresses this. He was questioned by somebody, well, you have 7 planes. Here's what he said.
You do own 7, reportedly, up to 7 aircrafts yourself.
I only fly one of them at a time. The contribution of general aviation to greenhouse gas emissions is less than 2%. And all of aviation, less than 2% of the greenhouse gas emissions. And private or general aviation is even less than that. So it is significant.
It's sort of a contradiction. That's what their criticism was. So I just want to give you a chance to respond.
I'll start walking everywhere when they start walking everywhere.
What a great line. I'll start walking there everywhere when they start. I got a video of Al Gore getting off his private Gulfstream jet with his wife Tipper. Isn't this a case of Learjet liberal limousine hypocrisy?
Yes, but why are you looking at me? I don't travel with them. I've never been invited on the Learjet, so, yeah, it's terrible.
Ariana's taking private jets, she told me.
Well, she hasn't invited me either, so I'm just waiting for the invitation. I go by bus.
Oh, okay.
All I know is Al Gore just moved into my neighborhood, and I'm afraid there's not going to be enough electricity left for my house. So it can be dangerous, I think.
Well, you're referring to the fact that he, in his house in Tennessee, uses 20 times the amount in a month that most people use in a year of electricity.
He's just come to Montecito, so he's like living around the corner from me.
With a $9 million house, this environmental gig is a pretty good, profitable venture.
It's good to be a conservative. There is no guilt in powering the economy forward. I think he creates a lot of jobs with those airplanes.
Oh, I got to tell you, $9 million mansion, I mean, and a lot of this is probably coming from environmental money, you got to imagine, right?
And in fact, there are some big bets put out there on carbon trading that if cap and tax does not go forward, there are a lot of venture capitalists up north in California who are going to lose a lot of money.
Let me give you another example. Bill Clinton's niece is on food stamps, we find out. This is Roger Clinton's daughter, that she claims she was abandoned. Now I'm thinking, Bill and Hillary Clinton are gazillionaires. They've made a fortune since he's left the presidency. They both have made multi-millions on their books. Can't they afford, you see, I always contend liberals are only generous with our money. Can't they afford to send their niece to college and help her out and give her a start in life?
No, we don't know what they've tried to do. I'll give them some break here because you never know what happens inside of a family. They may have made an effort. It may not have been successful. But it is unfortunate whenever you see someone of means and a person in their family is not being taken care of. It happens actually quite a lot, and it always raises this question.
Yeah. What? I was just going to say, don't conservatives believe in, like, survival of the fittest? If you can't take care of yourself, we're not going to take care of you.
Listen,
so what's the debate about?
If my niece or nephew were on food stamps, I would help them.
Okay, but
I wouldn't expect the government to help them. If I found out they were needing government assistance, I would give them money.
Do you know if she's addicted to drugs? Do you know if she has other issues? Maybe she's a spendthrift. You don't know the reasons why they're not taking care of her. Maybe they took care of her before.
Bill's brother, who I have on tape using the N-word multiple times, maybe she says he abandoned her.
But him using the N-word has nothing to do with whether or not
the president's brother, George Bush's brother, used the N-word. You believe me, it would have been a big deal with the press.
So much of liberalism is about the flagrant display of virtue in the outer world, except you don't have to practice it at home. And I think it's very typical. As you say, they spend other people's money on other people far away, but the people next to them, listen, I'm in Hollywood all the time. I see people who are constantly parading themselves as virtuous, who leave their wives, leave their children behind, cheat everywhere, and it somehow makes them feel better to tell us.
Everywhere. They don't just do that in Hollywood. Men leave their wives everywhere.
Bush girls had a beer at a bar, and it was all over the front page. That's just the double standard Sean's pointing out.
That's the media. That's not left or right.
No, it's just the liberal media going after conservative kids, and I don't like it either way.
You said something this week that got a lot of news. You said that as a somebody who works in Hollywood, if you're a conservative, especially a religious person, you have to meet in secret.
No, this is literally true. I mean, when you go into a meeting to sell a script, the people there to buy it think nothing about bashing America, about bashing religion, about talking liberal nonsense. But conservatives literally meet in secret meetings that are like AA meetings, where they kind of confess to themselves under their, sotto voce. I'm a conservative. Are you?
I've heard that a lot of these meetings take place.
It's true.
And I know really members, but I can't disclose them for fear that their careers will be ruined. All right, we got to come back. Barack Obama says, I think at a certain point you've made enough money. Was he talking about Al Gore, who just bought a $9 million house? Or maybe he was talking about the $5 million he made this year. We'll find out who decides what's enough money, and does that mean the government gets to confiscate it? We'll have more with our great American panel right after this.